Israel Adesanya released his documentary, and it's kind of a life documentary. It's not as much as a pure MMA documentary, but obviously with Israel Adesanya being one of the baddest men on the planet, it definitely has a healthy dose of mixed martial arts. Now, obviously, I haven't seen this. I'm speaking based on what others who have and were at the premiere have said, but this is probably going to be coming to Netflix soon. So keep your eye out for Style Bender's documentary. Is this one that you would be interested in seeing?
No. I watched.
No.
I've seen my little small snippets of Stylebender, and I've had enough of that. What I think is interesting, if he talks about it in here, is that he had a girlfriend. And
no. We're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Don't do that. Don't do that just yet. And actually, since you brought it up, we'll go ahead and get to it now. Israel Adesanya has a falling out with his significant other, and they were not married. There are no children, but she thinks she's entitled to some of his royalties, a generous portion, because quote unquote they dated for so long. That's it. That's a reasoning behind it. They dated for too long. Go ahead.
By law in that country, she is. If she lived in that house for 3 years, by law, she gets half.
But did she? But did she live there?
He said he's got the receipt. So as long as he's got the receipts, he's good. I personally would never. That's crazy. That is a crazy law, bro. Yeah, that's on him on that one. You should have known that.
You said they dated forever. For too long.
Yep.
I don't think anything will ever come from it.
No, but I think what the court should look at is like she was releasing his secret documents. Like she was releasing information about him that he told her not to release. So they should take that in accountability, though. Like that's the whole reason why the relationship is over. It's because she runs her mouth about stuff that she shouldn't be talking about. And that's what the whole thing is based on.
You're probably right about that. Regardless of why they fell out, I don't think she's entitled to a damn dime. But no. It's not for me. It's not for me to break that down, or you either. So we're just going to go ahead and move on away from this crazy situation. And again, I hope she doesn't get a dime. But we're going to break down a little bit of Do Bronx, who came in as the underdog when Do Bronx got in there and did what Do Bronx does and took out the red hot Beneil Dariush. She was riding high on a very, very impressive winning streak, showing that he's still a major. I don't know. I didn't hear you.
Anyhow, 11 or 14 fight win streak.
I think it was about 11, something like that. In 11. That for Dariush, it might have been 9. I'm not too sure on the number, but it was a long winning streak. And people were on the Dariush train. They saw him as the favorite coming in, and Oliveira gets in there. Yeah, he accepts the takedown because he doesn't care. He's good. He's very, very serviceable on his back. But when he decided to get up, he did, and he got back in Dariush's face, and he closed the show. That being said, he came out later saying that he's going to fight Conor McGregor, or that he's the real champion, not Makhachev. Is that the fight you want to see next? The rematch with Makhachev? Conor McGregor is not going to fight this year. I mean, he didn't enter the USADA pool that would make him eligible to fight this year. Now the UFC can always say to hell with that, but they're probably not going to do that. So what do you want next for Do Bronx?
Let him go to get that rematch. I think he figured something out. I think he gave too much respect in that fight, and it bit him in the ass. I think he underestimated some of the strength. I think he underestimated some things, and he was too confident in his skills, and that bit him in the ass. I think the next fight that he fights, I think he's going to do good standing up, and I think he's going to do pretty good on the ground. Will he win? I don't know. But I think it's going to be a way better fight for him. And to be honest with you, I don't really think Makhachev is all that great.
Here you go. Here you go with the slander.
Why is it slander? It's my opinion, bro. I don't think
I think
he's good, but I think he's very beatable.
I mean, it's slander because like the guys that you say that aren't that the guys that you say that aren't as good as that people say that they are, and the guys that the guys that you say that about are the guys that are the undisputed champions at the time who beat the guys that beat the guys that are at the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? And until somebody knocks them off of there, they're gonna be there, and that's where they're at. But at the end of the day, I am intrigued for a rematch between Oliveira and Makhachev. Just because I don't see anybody else in the division giving Makhachev the kind of fight Oliveira is capable of, especially on a good night.
Yeah, on the ground, especially. That's
right.
That's where it's key for Makhachev, and for Oliveira, for a lot of his fights, is how he beat a lot of the top guys is because they were scared to go down there. That's the difference maker. But if somebody can catch these guys standing up, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting them when I say I don't think they're all that good. I just think there's a big hole in their game that people with a lack of a skill can't exploit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And with the Gaethjes, the Dustin Poiriers, and even Chandler might even have a chance against Makhachev if it's up. If they can beat them up, they got it. But that's MMA is three different dimensions.
That's a tall task. Yeah.
It's a tall task because that's what he's gunning for, and how good can you defend it? And that's the difference maker. That's what makes him good. Until somebody, I think Oliveira has a little bit better stand up. I just think he looked at it different, and he underestimated himself and his skills, and it got the best of him in that fight. He got in a position he shouldn't have been in, and I guarantee this time he's not going to be willing to give that guy the ground. He's going to stand and bang him a little bit more, wear him down a little bit more, and then take advantage.
People say that Alexander Volkanovski is the biggest threat to take Makhachev's title, and I still think it's Oliveira.